Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to talk about three very important topics, and we are first going to talk about Lionel Messi. And so it's official that Barcelona have stated that Lionel Messi is back in training, and he did take part of today's training session. And so everything indicates that Messi is going to play against Mallorca. And there was some doubts that Messi was not going to make it to the first game back, and Setien did have an interview where he stated that Lionel Messi was perfectly fine. And even with that, everyone still doubted that Lionel Messi was not going to make it to that match, because first we heard that Barcelona were trying to hide that injury from the media, and then we saw yesterday that Messi was training separately in the Camp Nou. But today, which is Monday, he did train the morning session, and with that we did see Nelson Semedo and Ansu Fati participate in today's training session, and they looked very well. But I believe that the worry is over and that we are going to see Messi, and not just see Messi, but we are going to see him start against Mallorca. And I will be making a pre-match preview for that match and a post-match review for the game between Barcelona and Mallorca. And in that pre-match preview, we are going to predict the scores, the lineup, and what should we overall just expect from that match and from FC Barcelona. And since we are talking about Lionel Messi, I do want to talk about a report that came out about 5 hours ago, and it comes from Nico Shida. He said Barcelona are working on Lionel Messi's renewal until 2023 with a wages of 50 million a year. Talks on going to extend his contract. So as we all know, Barcelona and Lionel Messi are working on making a new contract, because right now his current contract is coming to a close, and the clause of him terminating his contract with FC Barcelona has expired. So they are looking to renew his contract, and Bartomeu has made it clear that one of his priorities is to renew Lionel Messi's contract and Marc-Andre ter Stegen. But when we are talking about this source here, I'm going to say that this is false, and I'm going to explain why I'm saying this. Because we know that when we are talking about these type of talks, like in this caliber, meaning if they're talking about what's going to be Lionel Messi's annual wages, how long is that contract going to be, those type of talks are not going to happen anytime soon yet, especially in this week. And look, here's the thing, there is a report that came out that's extremely reliable. I did talk about it in my last video, and we know that there is no due date yet to renew his contract. And we also know that his family do want to take it easy in the beginning stages of talking about his renewal, and it would make no sense to already talk about what's going to be Messi's annual wage and the length of his contract. And we also know that the bulk of these negotiations will be taking place around next season, and that completely shuts down this report. And there also has been no reliable source or journalist or any other report coming out saying that Messi is in talks to renew his contract for 50 million a year and for the length of 3 seasons. That does not exist yet. We will not hear any details about Messi's renewal until maybe the end of this year to next year. So this report is out the door. Now moving on to the next topic of the day, and we are going to talk about Neymar Jr. So according to Roger TORELLO, Neymar desires to be a Barcelona player again. He has rejected a contract beyond 2022. And in this report, he has also stated that he has confessed to his teammates that he does want to move to FC Barcelona. And honestly, if there was one player that would confess to his other teammates that he is going to leave his current club, that would be Neymar Jr. Because he's simply no stranger to speaking on how he feels, especially to the public. And this is going to be Neymar's last chance. Like, if Neymar does want to go to FC Barcelona, this is the year where it's going to be his last chance. I don't see Neymar trying to move to FC Barcelona in the winter or in the summer of 2021. And I believe that Neymar is aware that if he does stay at PSG, most likely he will not win a UCL. And this is not saying that PSG is a bad team, but he knows that going to Barcelona, it will increase his chances to win his second UCL. Because I simply just don't see Neymar staying with PSG until 30 years old, knowing that he only has one UCL under his belt. We know Neymar's intentions, we know what he wants, and he wants more trophies, and he has not won a UCL since 2015, and he does want to make a change. change. He does want to be competitive again, and the best thing to do is for Neymar to go to FC Barcelona and become a global aggressive presence again. And I do want to go further into detail on what this report says. So it says here, the trial is ongoing. Because Barcelona could not risk the proposal made by Neymar's father, the club had to commit in writing to sign him this summer. They have agreed that Barcelona would pay the amount at the time he returns and Neymar would withdraw the demand. However, the economic context does not help in the slightest, although it will be necessary to see the needs PSG could face involving the possible sanction in the event of a breach of the UEFA economic fair play between Neymar and Mbappe to stay. PSG prefer Mbappe. And so it's obvious that Neymar does want to go to FC Barcelona, and of course this is what he wants, and it's absolutely crazy to me. And just to see what's going to go down this summer, knowing that what Neymar has just done is almost the exact same thing that Martinez did 1 to 2 days ago, which is to let someone know about their desires to leave their current club. And now seeing Neymar basically replicate what Martinez has done, it leaves PSG with no choice, which is to consider letting go of Neymar Jr. and who knows, maybe even soften the deals when Barcelona and PSG do meet. And again, it's absolutely crazy to me to see players like Neymar Jr. and Lautaro Martinez expressing their desire to leave the club before the transfer window even opens. And while this is a blessing for FC Barcelona, it's going to be very hard to complete these two moves in the summer. And I'm going to explain why. And I have said this before, there's absolutely no way Neymar is going to come to FC Barcelona unless Barcelona sell players like Umtiti, Dembele, Felipe Coutinho, Rakitic, and many other players in order to even have a chance to complete the Neymar operation. And again, it's absolutely staggering to me just to see Neymar and Martinez wanting to go to FC Barcelona, and it's very unfortunate that Barcelona are going to have a hard time completing those moves. And I keep saying this because as a Barcelona fan, this is very exciting, but then again, it almost seems so impossible to complete these two moves knowing the economic health of our own club. But look, here's the thing, Neymar is going to do his part, which is, like it says on the report, he's going to finish in the best way possible with PSG, which is to go into the UCL, go past Dortmund like they did before, and go against whichever team they're going to go up against and get the best result possible. Because then with Neymar being committed to help PSG in the UCL, hopefully that's going to help PSG on agreeing with a deal with FC Barcelona. And within this time frame of Neymar having no football in June and July, they can use this time frame with his father to strategize a deal with his lawyers, his representatives, and to really hone in on what they're supposed to do in order to move away from PSG. And Barcelona is going to do their part, which is they need to sell players, balance the books, because from an economical point of view, they are not doing okay. And I'm still going to stand with this. There is a 5% chance that Neymar Jr. is going to go with FC Barcelona. That's in my point of view. There's a very slim chance this deal can be done because players do need to be sold from FC Barcelona, which means that Barcelona must make the first move this summer. Now we are going to talk about Lautaro Martinez, and we do have some updates about this player. I do want to address some reports and rumors because I believe that this is very important to talk about. So we do have a report stating that Barcelona has assured Lautaro's agent that the agreement between Barcelona and Inter for Lautaro will be done. Inter wants 90 million euros plus Firpo, but the club plans on offering 75 million to 80 million plus Firpo. Inter don't rate Firpo over 30 million, but at 20 to 21 million. And there has been rumors stating that Manchester United and Real Madrid are in better position to bring in Lautaro Martinez and that they are interested in this player. And whether that's true or not, and knowing that Real Madrid have been interested in Lautaro Martinez before, along with Manchester United, the chances of Lautaro Martinez going to either of these two clubs are slim to none, because it's clear that Martinez only wants FC Barcelona, and he has been stating this for a very long time. Because if Lautaro Martinez cannot move to FC Barcelona in this summer, he is not going to leave Inter Milan. So if Lautaro Martinez is in Inter Milan and Barcelona say, okay, we are not going to be able to meet the demands to bring in Lautaro Martinez, and then Real Madrid comes in and say, we'll give you 20 million a year, Lautaro Martinez is going to say no. He's going to stay at Inter Milan because he only wants to play at Barcelona. And like I stated before, this is a huge blessing for FC Barcelona to be in this position, knowing that Lautaro Martinez is committed to Barcelona, knowing that Neymar Jr is committed to come back to FC Barcelona. But it's very frustrating to see that Barcelona cannot meet them halfway. And I do want to address another report, right? Because it has been reported that Bartomeu is asking for further wage cuts. And this report has been going around for over the past 6 to 7 days. But people have been coming into a conclusion saying that why is Barcelona asking for more money from the players to complete this Lautaro Martinez operation? Why can't Barcelona simply just let go of Lautaro Martinez if they can't afford him? Does this not bring tension into the club? And this is what I'm here to address. And so the first thing is that I know that the board does not do the best business in football, but when it comes to this theory, there is no correlation between taking these pay cuts from the players and the Martinez operation. Because if we go into further detail on this report with Bartomeu wanting to continue the wage cuts, it says that on March and April, they took away 70% of the wages. And then if we look further into that, it says on May, they took 50% of the players' wages. And then in June, they're going to take 30% of the players' wages. And so notice how it continues to decrease when it comes to taking away the wages from these players. And so they're not taking away 70% of these players' wages every month. It continues to decrease, and it's not as aggressive as people might make it seem. And so since we are seeing the decrease of the players' wages, this means that they're not trying to use the money on trying to complete the Lautaro Martinez operation, because if it was, they would have taken 70 to 80% every month from March until July if they were intending to use the money to fund the Lautaro Martinez operation. But they're not doing that. They're decreasing the wage cuts. And the reason why they keep decreasing it is because they're not using it for the operation. They're using it to be in a good financial standing when they do enter into the market, because in that way they will be able to reinforce the club and be healthy again when making these deals. And this is simply just good business planning, because why on earth would someone head into the market knowing there's no form of normality in the club? So no, they're not using the players' wages to fund the Lautaro Martinez operation. That's not their intentions. They just want to be in a good financial standing before the transfer market does open. So that is it for today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.